An eagle snatched it off the riverbank, lost its grip, dropped it into a river packed with Nile crocodiles. The honey badger came out alive. Here is exactly how that happened. There are places on the African savanna that every animal must eventually cross, regardless of what lives there. River crossings are the most dangerous of these, not because the water itself is the threat, but because of what the water contains and what the riverbank exposes. Nile crocodiles are built specifically for this environment. Their eyes and nostrils sit high on the skull, allowing them to monitor everything above the surface, while the rest of the body stays completely submerged. Their powerful tails drive them through water with a speed that closes distance faster than most animals can register the threat. Their broad jaws deliver a grip designed not to kill immediately, but to hold to anchor struggling prey against the pull of the current and the desperate resistance of an animal that is not ready to stop fighting. They do not chase, they wait. Motionless in the shallows, indistinguishable from submerged logs, reading the surface above them for the vibration of footsteps approaching the bank. Today, a honey badger is approaching the bank, and it has brought its cub. The adult moves along the riverbank with the careful attention of an animal that has made this kind of crossing before and carries a complete understanding of what the river holds. The cub follows close behind, too young to read the water the way its parent does, trusting proximity the way young animals trust proximity completely, without reservation. The adult slows as they approach the water's edge. The surface looks still. That stillness is the warning, not the reassurance. What neither of them is watching is the sky. High above the river corridor, a large raptor has been tracking movement along the bank. From altitude, the adult honey badger is a small, slow-moving target in an exposed position with its attention directed at the water rather than upward. The calculation runs quickly. The wings fold. The dive begins. The eagle hits the adult honey badger from above with the full force of a diving strike talons, driving into the thick fur, wings beating to maintain lift against unexpected weight and unexpected resistance. Badger reacts immediately. It does not go limp. It does not submit. The same animal that absorbs cobra bites and hyena charges turns its aggression upward without hesitation, biting, twisting, fighting the grip with the focused intensity of something that has never accepted a situation as finished while it is still moving. The eagle works to gain altitude, fighting the resistance beneath it. The honey badger is heavier and more difficult than the initial strike suggested. The talons, built for prey that panics and stills, are struggling to maintain purchase against an animal that is actively fighting the pull from every possible angle. Below them, the river passes underneath. The grip fails. The adult honey badger drops from the eagle's talons and hits the water. This is Fauna Real Encounters, told the way they deserve to be. Subscribe now and never miss a story like this one. The impact registers across the surface and travels into the water below. Every crocodile within range feels it. What follows is the kind of situation that ends in one way for almost every animal that finds itself in it. The honey badger is in the water, surrounded, with no solid ground within immediate reach. The riverbank behind it is steep and offers no quick exit. The crocodiles that have been motionless in the shallows are no longer motionless. They move toward the disturbance with the unhurried confidence of animals who have never needed to rush in this environment because the environment itself works in their favor. The honey badger does not panic. It orients toward the nearest bank and moves. In the water, it is slower than it is on land. This is not its terrain, and it knows it. But honey badgers are capable swimmers in the same stubborn, forward-driving movement pattern that works against larger predators on land transfers to the water in the only way that matters. It does not stop. A crocodile closes the distance. The honey badger meets the approach with the aggression it brings to every threat, creating enough disruption in the water to interrupt the crocodile's targeting. It drives past the disturbance toward the bank. Another approaches from the side. The honey badger does not have the option of dealing with each threat separately. It is moving constantly, creating unpredictability in a situation where predictability is death, pushing for the bank with every stroke while crocodiles converge from multiple directions. The bank is steep, the soil is wet and soft at the waterline. Its claws built for sustained digging through compacted earth find purchase, where most animals would slide back. It pulls itself upward, scrabbling against the muddy incline, the crocodiles following until the water shallows beyond their effective range. It reaches the top of the bank and keeps moving until solid, dry ground is beneath all 4 feet. The cub has not moved from where it stopped when the eagle struck. It waited at the bank edge through everything that followed the aerial strike, the drop, the commotion in the water, the long seconds of thrashing in silence in the way young animals wait when they have no option and no capacity to intervene. The adult crosses the distance between them. It moves around the cub, checking it with the same efficient, methodical attention it applied to assessing the river a few minutes ago. The cub is unharmed, untouched by any of it. The adult settles briefly, breathing. The physical cost of the last few minutes is real and measurable, the eagle strike. The fight in the water, the scramble up the bank. It holds its position long enough for the immediate cost to pass. Then it stands, moves back toward the bank. The crossing still needs to happen. What happened at this river today involved 3 separate apex predators and 1 honey badger that walked away from all of them. This is not luck in any straightforward sense. The eagle's grip failed because the honey badger fought the hold from the moment of contact rather than freezing. The crocodiles failed because the honey badger moved with a persistence and unpredictability that disrupted their targeting in an environment where they almost never failed. The bank was climbed because its claws were built to climb exactly this kind of ground. Every advantage it used today was built into it across the same long process that built the eagle's dive and the crocodile's grip and the speed of everything that tried to stop it. The difference was that it had a cub waiting on the bank. And that, more than any biological advantage, is what does not allow certain animals to stop. Leave a comment with the animal you want Fauna to cover. Next, we read every single one. Subscribe if you haven't yet.